Now, let's just think for a second. It's the year 67 AD. We're walking through the stone streets of ancient Rome. Everywhere is marble. Soldiers, merchants, people quietly whispering from ear to ear. And suddenly, the crowd parts. Emperor Nero is coming, with a very young, stunning lady by his side. Her jewels shine under the sun, dazzling everyone, and all bow their heads. But within the crowd, whispers spread from person to person, because everyone has already learned the truth. That lady was once a young man named Sporus, and what Nero did to him became one of the most shocking stories ever told in history. If you also love uncovering the dark, hidden truths of history, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe before you continue. Pause the video, do that, and then come back. Because no matter where we are, mysterious events from the past always connect us through the same curiosity. But let me tell you right away, this isn't an ordinary Roman story. This is a tale of how absolute power can turn love into obsession, sorrow into madness, and a human being into a living puppet. Nero wasn't born evil. When he took the throne, he was only 16, and everyone said, "The golden age has begun." He lowered taxes, held public games, even sang on stage. But power always comes with a price, and Nero's soul had already begun to rot. Maybe he got tired of everyone flattering him. Maybe it was because no one ever dared to say no. Or maybe, after the day he killed the woman he loved most with his own hands, he began to destroy himself from within. Her name was Poppaea Sabina, the most beautiful, intelligent, and ambitious woman in Rome. When Nero first saw her, she was already married. But from that day, he began to feel something platonic for her. He gave her gifts, jewels, palaces, paintings. But this wasn't love. It was a desire to possess, to own her like a slave. One day they started to argue. Some sources say it was because she came home late. Others say because she didn't return from the theater while pregnant. In the end, Nero, in a fit of rage, killed his wife along with their unborn child. And at that moment, the most powerful man in history destroyed everything with his own hands. But the story doesn't end there. Nero didn't burn Poppaea's body. He declared her a goddess. For days, he spoke to her corpse and ordered everyone to act as if she were still alive. And then, as if by some strange twist of fate, he met Sporus. Sporus was a young palace slave, smart, quiet. But his most striking feature was his face, because he looked exactly like Poppaea. The moment Nero saw him, a thought lit up in his mind. I can bring her back. And right then, one of the most horrifying orders in history was given. Nero forced Sporus to be turned into a woman. Yes, you heard that right. He had him surgically altered, and then he married him in a grand ceremony. In Rome's largest hall, under the light of thousands of lamps, surrounded by flowers and luxury, Emperor Nero replaced his wife with a boy. Sporus was now Sabina. He had his own clothes, servants, jewelry, but he owned nothing. Every morning, when he looked in the mirror, the person he saw was no longer himself. With every word, every smile, he had to act as a woman who had already died. And the worst part, Nero truly believed it. He thought Sporus was Poppaea. He talked to him, reminisced about the past, relived a fantasy life. And Sporus kept playing along, only to survive. He lived like that for 2 years. But in the end, Rome couldn't take it anymore. Rebellions began. The army turned its back on Nero. He fled with a few men and Sporus. Eventually, Nero took his own life, and Sporus was alone once again. But even that wasn't his salvation. The new emperors also kept him as a woman, as if his suffering would never end. Finally, Emperor Vitellius wanted to humiliate him publicly. He planned to force Sporus to play the role of a raped woman in a spectacle at the arena. And Sporus had had enough. This time, he made his own choice. And he took his own life. He was only 20 years old. Maybe Sporus' story just sounds like another crazy Roman tale. But in truth, it's the story of a boy whose identity, humanity, and right to live were stolen from him. And that final choice before his death was the only thing he ever truly owned: his free will. Sporus' story reminds us of this. Behind every glorious tale of empire lies a quiet pain. And those pains still echo in our hearts, even after 2,000 years.